Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. So today's the first in the series of the Wednesday windback videos. Shout out to Alistair for that name, absolutely love it. So the first one I decided to show you was this, but in order to get to how we got to this, I have to show another car because this was an afterthought, this one. So as I go through this will make sense. Just before we do start, every video link will be in this video's description. All the running footage and all the build videos of all the cars I'm showing you, all those video links will be in the description. And obviously the running little clips I'm showing you, they're a little bit grainy because I downloaded them back, but the original videos are shot in 4K. So the idea was I wanted to do a custom DT01 chassis, and I'll put more detail into this as we go, but to start with I ordered the Tamiya Mad Bull kit. Now that's part number 58205 and that was released in December 1997, and that is a DT01 chassis. At the same time I also got hold of a Tamiya Fighter Buggy RX part number 58184, and that was released in October 1996, and again that's a DT01 chassis. So both cars turned up. Now the idea was I only bought the Fighter Buggy RX for the body shell, and that was to go on the Mad Bull chassis because I had an idea forming. So the idea was, I'm a big fan of the old Tamiya Rookie Rabbit. Now originally, again, it's never been re-released. The Rookie Rabbit came out in December 1991 on part number 57501, and again DT01 chassis. Right, so my thinking behind this was a Rookie Rabbit tribute car based on the Mad Bull chassis. So it was basically a Rookie Rabbit on steroids. That was the idea. Big wheels and tyres, a kind of in-your-face design, because I really liked the decals on the Rookie Rabbit. So yeah, the idea was Fighter RX shell onto that chassis. What we did do with that chassis, we on the Mad Bull chassis, we put a full bearing kit in it, and we also changed the swaps. We also changed out the shocks because the kit comes with friction shocks. And I got a set of DT01 black CVAs, which are oil-filled dampers. That made a big difference. So that was the first protocol. So I was super happy with how this one turned out. I hope you can agree from the pictures. It was absolutely superb. The only thing I changed really was the colour of the wheels, and I really wanted it in your face, so I sprayed the wheels pink to match the decals. Again, they do chip easily, so it's not the best. I glossed over them and what have you, but that paint won't stay on long if you're running it hard. But for the overall effect, I just think it looked absolutely superb. Really good looking car. So once that was done, the next stage on that particular car was to get it out for a running video. Now, I'll give you a quick 30-40 second clip of it running now. Straight line. Even with all this power. God, it goes though, doesn't it? Just a bit wary about flipping it. So that was just absolutely great fun. Both these cars were fun cars, and they're so much fun to drive. The DT01 chassis and gearbox is pretty bulletproof in my opinion, and you can run them with decent brushless motors on 2S and things like that. Anyway, so that car was done with, but what I did at the time of making those videos, I was quite into my speed runs, and it wasn't really to get as fast as I can. It was to put my basic cheap 43 70 kV brushless combo set in it, run it on 2 and 3S, and just map it with a GPS. So what I did when the Mad... Oh, also I should say, I then called it the Mad Rabbit, obviously because it was a cross between the Mad Bull and the Rookie Rabbit. So Mad Rabbit made sense. So what I did was I took the Mad Rabbit shell back off and I put the Mad Bull shell back on just to do the speed runs. So I've just done I'm just going to show you a very quick clip of the speed runs, and again 4370 kV motor, which is a 9T. First pass is on 2S, second is on 3S. The thing was flying, and I thought it was particularly stable, if I'm honest, for what it is. Biggest, hardest thing on when you're running like the lunchbox size wheels and tyres is the ballooning. So they've got to be glued, but when you're on 3S and you're giving it full beans, the thing flies up. Anyway, here's a quick clip. Right, so just double check. So that 56 kilometers an hour is actually just short of 35 miles an hour. That's flat out. So just double check. So 74 kilometers an hour is 46 miles an hour. Right, pretty quick, yeah? Right, so I actually then raffled the Mad Rabbit off on the Legends Facebook group, because that's what I used to do 12 months ago or longer, probably longer. So anyway, I was left then with the Fighter Buggy RX chassis and the Mad Bull shell. And I must admit, at that time, I didn't have a plan for it. It was just sat downstairs. And then I kind of had a look at it. And obviously, if you don't know, the Mad Bull shell is very similar to the Grasshopper 2 shell. But it is slightly different. But from a quick glance, they just look exactly the same. So when I was looking, I thought, well, we could sort of buy some Grasshopper 2 decals for it and maybe just do that, because I had the Fighter Buggy RX wheels and tyres left over. And I was like, that is a little bit boring. And this was just by fluke. I had a Stadium Thunder downstairs. And I, for whatever reason, I was kind of thinking about putting bigger tyres on it. So I went and took those off the Stadium Thunder. I nicked the front axles off the Stadium Thunder and I put them onto this RX Fighter Buggy RX, sorry. So we could put the big Stadium Thunder wheels and tyres on. Then, if you are into your Tamiyas, once that's done, you'll realise that looks very similar to the Grasshopper 2 Super G that Tamiya did. Now, that particular car came out in August 1989 on part number 92018. I'm a massive fan of the Grasshopper 2 Super G. Personally, I think the standard Grasshopper 2 is very bland. It just doesn't do a lot for me. But the Super G kit came out with the new aluminous wheels, brand new designed front tyres, and obviously the most important thing was the yellow CVA full shock set. And it just transformed the car, in my opinion. So that was it. I was like, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a DT01, but I'm going to do it in a Grasshopper 2 Tribute Super G car. So that was the idea. And this is what we were left with. And I absolutely love this thing. It was just exactly what I wanted. It was a tribute car. It looks like it looks like a Super G, but again, it's on steroids. So let's get the camera over and have a look at this. So here we have it. So as I said, Fighter Buggy RX DT01 chassis, Stadium Thunder original wheels and tyres on it. Those shocks are actually original CVAs from the Terra Scorcher. I cleaned them up best I could, but they have got obviously a bit of age to them. The full chassis has got a bearing kit in it. It's got full electrics in it because I've never taken them out. And probably one of the most important features on that car is the driver, with it being a Wild Willy driver. I should also add the tyre decals made a massive improvement to it as well. I just think they look superb. Suspension, as you can see, way different from the original with the pogo sticks on, so it really did sort of make it quite stable. And that's with the shell off. So the driver unit is just velcroed in on laser sponge, so it does move around, but the shell clamps it down and just pushes it down so it doesn't move. Sorry, I should say it's on Velcro as well, so you can pull it on and off easily. I didn't do the steering mod on it. There's always a lot of slop on the DT01, but with the big wheels and tyres on and the CVAs, I kind of thought I'd see what it looked like. And if it had too much slop, I was going to bring it back in and do some kind of steering mod to it. But to be honest, didn't need it in my opinion. Even when I was doing the DT01 on the speed runs, it ran straight as a die, if I'm honest. Electrics wise, it's just got Silver Cam 540 in, Tamiya TBLE or 2 speedo, and as I say, it's got full working radio gear in it. But yeah, just an absolute great piece of kit. Just wanted to add that the body shell was painted in TS paint. The decals are actually MCI reproduction and they're superb. And the extra tyre decals I added are from MCI as well. Right, let's have a 30-40 second clip of this running video. Let's get cracking. Right guys, how good does that look? So, oh wow, it goes. Oh! Well guys, how much fun was that? Again, just massive fun. Just really fun. That's the most important word in this hobby, isn't it? Fun. You're not expecting high level performance, you're not expecting a massive level of grip and massive acceleration, but these things are quick and they're fairly robust in Tamiya terms. It's just awesome, and I just think it looks absolutely superb. So yeah, I mean, though I've started with this video because I think the two projects have been one of my favourites. Now I say that word all the time in every video, it's one of my favourites. But the two were an absolute pleasure to put together. And they were both slightly different because, and I'm going to say they've never been done before. Both cars could have well been done before, I have no idea. I can honestly say, hand on heart, I did not copy both cars from anything else I'd seen on the groups or on the internet. But I'm no doubt one of these cars, or maybe both designs, had been done before, no idea. But I was so happy with what I came up with, and they both worked. So I'll end that video here. Let me know in the comments what you think to this style of video. This, as I say, this is the first one, but this was a little bit more involved with it covering two cars. But again, just let me know what you think. It's if it's a yay or a nay idea for a Wednesday video. So I'll end this video there. So once again guys, thanks so much for watching. It's massively appreciated. If you are new to this channel, if you could please consider liking and subscribing to support us. And if you do that, smash that notification bell for our weekly videos. And as always, happy RCing.